Hello and welcome to Daily Reflection with Aneel Aranha. Today is the 28th of August 2018. We're going to reflect on Matthew 23 to 26. Jesus said, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You pay tithes of mint and dill and cumin, and have neglected the weightier things of the law, judgment and mercy and fidelity. These you should have done without neglecting the others. Blind guides who strain out the gnat and swallow the camel. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You cleanse the outside of cup and dish, but inside they are full of plunder and self-indulgence. Blind Pharisee, cleanse first the inside of the cup, so that the outside also may be clean." The Gospel of the Lord. Today's passage follows from yesterday's, where Jesus continuing to rail against the religious leaders of his time for their hypocrisy. I'd like to talk about hypocrisy because very often believing Christians are accused of being hypocrites, sometimes by strangers, but more often by people close to them. And nobody gets to hear this more than those who speak for God. Ask me, I should know. So let me ask the question I know you want to ask. Am I a hypocrite? Please listen carefully because this is important for you too. The follower of Jesus is not one who is perfected, but one who strives towards perfection. So not being perfect doesn't make one a hypocrite. A hypocrite is someone who puts on an act. A Christian who tries his best but fails is merely being human. And this is something for every genuine Christian who gets called a hypocrite to keep in mind. This is something for everyone who calls others hypocrites to keep in mind. And this is something for real hypocrites to keep in mind. Now, these would be people like the Pharisees. The Pharisees were less concerned with what God thought of them than with what others thought. So they put on masks of holiness and righteousness, pretending to be clean on the outside while being rotten on the inside. They wanted to be looked upon with honor, but did things that were utterly dishonorable. Then, to further feel good about themselves, they put everyone around them down, looking upon them with contempt, calling them sinners, and generally treating them like outcasts. Now, we have to be careful that we don't become like them, because I have realized it is very easy to fall into this trap. I look around me and I see so many people who are as hypocritical as the Pharisees, but they don't realize it any more than the Pharisees did. The question for us is, do we? We need to come to the realization if we are, but how? By being brutally honest with ourselves, by introspecting, examining if our interior state is clean by God's standards, not our own, by acknowledging without justification or excuse or blame if it isn't. And then, once realizing our folly and our faults, we turn to God in repentance, asking for his mercy and grace. So, am I a hypocrite? Let us ask the question of ourselves today. God bless you.